Hey, you guys, my name is Alisa Diane, and I am a writer, a director, a filmmaker, an author, and the host of Alisa on the Mic podcast with friends. In my independent filmmaking journey, I've been asked a gazillion times about my process and my journey in creating the award winning web series Saved in the City. Many of you guys already know that I did not have a budget, I had no resources, I had no film crew, no film equipment, and no formal training. All I had was a script, a dream, and a few dedicated and committed friends who were determined into making that dream a reality for me. So, with that being said, I decided to make this video. So, I need you guys to stay tuned as I take you back to the beginning of Saved in the City. So, you guys want to know how I created Saved in the City. Um, First, let me just say that Saved in the City, anytime I talk about Saved in the City, anytime I think about Saved in the City, I get all warm and fuzzy on the inside because Saved in the City, for all intents and purposes, is my baby. It is, in essence, the film that actually taught me everything that I know, everything that I acquired, everything that I trial and error. Saving the City was that project. I would also be remiss if I didn't say that I am a writer first, director second. But I can write. That is my gift. That is my passion. That is my getaway. That is my escape. That is my thing. Everything else I had to learn and am still learning because I sort of kind of had to. Um, when I was starting out, um, I didn't have a film crew. You know, I didn't have any of that stuff. Didn't really think I needed it because initially I was seeking out a film crew to film Saved in the City. Um, but before I get into the nuts and bolts of things, I would like to go ahead and share with you guys how Saved in the City even got started to begin with. Saved in the City was a product of random conversations that I was having with my friends. Um, just having conversations and very candid conversations about religion, church, and different sins, if you will. And a lot of things was bothering me. I had a friend who had just come out to her father who was a deacon, and just listening to her talk about the heartbreak and how she felt, and wondering if God loved her, and just having those kind of conversations. It was very disturbing, to say the least. And sometimes you can't just come out and say, how you really feel about certain things. Or even with some of my other friends, I've had friends who have, cheated on their boyfriends, or have been in relationships where they didn't even know that they were the side chick. The guy was married. Like, we none of us even knew that. So just having those kind of conversations, they weigh on you. And I'm sure all of you have had friends where you try to tell them something and they snap back or clap back at you like you're the issue, as if they can't see the obvious. Yeah. So because of that, I decided, in some instances, just write my thoughts out. And then that became Carolyn, Cameron, Lene, and Bria. Um, and those are the leading ladies of Saving the City. For those who haven't seen it, if you have not seen it, you should check it out. I will leave the links below. But yeah, so that's kind of how it came about. I'm sure we all know that super church girl, and we all know the super ratchet, we all know all these different characters. And I think that's kind of what makes the stories and the storylines kind of unique. So when I started writing it, I had 5 episodes written, maybe 10 to 12 pages a piece, which would equate to about 10 to 12 minutes a piece. And I started trying to solicit help from different filmmakers that I knew via social media and referrals. And it was just like the price for trying to film them were just astronomical. And I was like, I can't afford that. I can't afford to pay you 2,000 an episode for 10 minutes. Like, I just couldn't, foresee that. I just did not have $10,000 for 5 episodes, and I really didn't know where it was going or what we were going to do with it afterwards. I didn't. All I knew was that I had all these scripts sitting around. And I had just written, Saved in the City, and I didn't want that to be another script that sat on the shelf. I didn't want that. So I just, I kind of got discouraged a little bit because I was thinking, oh, in writing it, I'm like, oh yeah, all we got to do is, find somebody to shoot it. We can find the locations, get the cast, put it together. It'd be easy. That's just not how it happened. So I had roughly all my main characters, but I did not feel comfortable filming the project without a film crew. I just didn't. And I had sat down and talked to one of my friends who plays Cameron, and we were talking, and I was just like, "This is what I want to do." Um, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I can't afford this. I just don't. I don't know. And we talked about different options, and I was just like, I just maybe I'll just have to save up and make this happen. I had talked to another one of my friends who plays the character Carolyn, and she was just like, sis, we got to do it. We got to get it done. So I felt a little pressure because we had gotten everybody excited to do this, and I had hit a wall. So I remember vividly, one night I was praying and I heard God say, just as audible as I'm talking to you guys, like I just kept hearing something say, what's in your hand, and I'm like, well, what's in my hand? Like I was so oblivious and so clueless, and I kept, for days, it just kept dropping on me, like just use what's in your hand. This is how you know it's late, because I can't even get my words straight. Okay, but but yeah, so I just kept hearing that. And I was like, well, all I have is a camera and an iPad. Like, that's not even adequate to be trying to film anything. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? And I started Googling different things, and I was like, oh, well, I guess people are making, short films, with their cameras and iPhones, but they're doing like one, two people in the in the shots. Like, I'm trying to film like a whole like film. Like, how am I going to do that? And I was like, furthermore, who is going to take me serious if they come on set and see me with this iPad in my hand? Like,
who is going to take me serious if they come on set and see me with this iPad in my hand? Like,
you've got to be kidding. And so I talked to, my go-tos again. I talked to my friends again, and they were like, well, okay, like if that's what you want to do, okay. And so, like friends do, they make you feel like you can do just about anything. I mean, literally. And that's what they did. So I started ordering different pieces to try to kind of like coincide with the iPad, and just trying to figure out what I could do to kind of enhance the quality of it, if you will. Keep in mind it's an iPad mini 2. It's older. The storage on it wasn't that much. So it was just we were just trying to figure it out. And let me just say, there were times where we were literally on set trying to airdrop and drop footage to try to dump it off of this iPad. I just need you to know we worked to get that footage, okay? But so we used the iPad and a rigged boom mic. So let me tell you. So y'all know those things, those microphone stands that you see in the choir stand. That's what we use. So the long handle of that microphone stand handle that holds the microphone on the end. Okay, so I used that and electrical taped the microphone to the end of it so that it would not break, but in an angle so that it looked like, the shape of a boom mic. I mean, I had to make it work, okay? So I used that, and then we had two box lights. That was the equipment. That was all we had. So I showed up to set the first day with, my little bit of equipment, my modest equipment, and I wasn't intimidated per se by my friends, it was the new people that had never met me, that didn't really know me, that were coming, that I felt like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna think? Like, I just can't believe that they're gonna show up and I have this, literally this iPad mini too, attached to this tripod, and we're getting ready to shoot these shots. I mean, moving shots, like up and down. They're getting. I mean, it was crazy, but they showed up. We showed up, and it worked. And there were some challenges, obviously, because, I mean, we're dealing with non-film equipment, so it was a challenge at times, but we made it happen. So for the first season, we went through the entire season, indoor shots and outdoor shots, with just the iPad mini, the jimmied up boom mic that we had, and the two box lights. So after um, the 5 episodes were done, I was really excited, and I was like, well, we should just make a season out of this. Like, we should just go ahead and do a full season. So I went ahead and wrote the additional episodes to give us like 14. And that's what we did. So in October of 2018, I started the idea of Saved in the City at the end of 2016. And so we were filming off and on, um, 2017 into 2018. And then we had a season premiere, or we had a premiere period for um, the show at a theater, and it sat 300 people, and we did sell that out. So the nerve of me, right, to go and book a theater and have all these people come and watch this, show, with such, I mean, when I look back at it, I'm just like, yo, I can't believe we did that. But while we were doing it, we were running off of sheer like determination. Like, we were going to get this done. We were going to make this happen. And it's funny because Nicolette, one of my good girlfriends who plays Cameron, she, when it was all said and done, she was like, girl, you pulled a straight Hail Mary. And when I look back at it, I would have to say that's exactly what happened. And when we were at the season premiere, everybody in the audience received it with such, I don't know, we got the standing ovation. We got, all the accolades and the well wishes that I really could have only hoped that we would have gotten. And I think that's a testament to the fact that we got it done. It was a great product. In spite of the challenges that we had, the storyline was amazing. The actors were phenomenal. And we had a lot of actors who had acted in other things, who had been seen, you know, on the big screen, and who had been seen in on television shows and stuff like that. And they never treated Saved in the City like it was less than, a project that was paying top dollar. They never did that, and their performance on the set and on the show showed that, and I'm forever grateful for that. Um, After season 1, we were gifted a Canon. So my sister, Crystal, she was like, look, I believe in what you're doing. We've got to get you a camera. We've got to, what is it that you need? Other people started asking, what was it that I need? My mom, my godmother, people just started really sewing and pouring into us in a way that I really, it was kind of overwhelming. And I think it really showed that people believe in you. Like, you have to put in the work somewhere. People will only believe in you if you believe in you. I think the fact that I finished it and I was determined to do a second season with that same iPad, it was like, okay, she's serious about this, let us try to help. Now keep in mind, I do not desire to be a videographer, an editor, a scorer, none of that. That is not my testimony at all. I have no desire to do it, but I will do it until I get to that point where I don't have to. And so season 2 was filmed with the Canon, and a lot more lights, and we got a better microphone, and we were blessed to be able to do two premieres, one in Ohio, my hometown of Columbus, and then another in Atlanta. Both of them sold out. Both of them did very well. Um, it showed me that not only are people buying into the series, but they're buying into who I am and who the brand is, and they really believed in what it was that we were putting out. And before COVID-19 hit, we were in the process of filming season three, and so we haven't stopped. We are looking forward to getting back to filming. We have more equipment. We have a boom mic. We have more lights. We have, more equipment, the rigs. We have a lot of things that will enhance our ability to be able to shoot. Um, and I would just say to people who are trying to get their projects off the ground, one of the things that you really, really, really have to do and understand is believe in yourself, period. Like there's no comma, there is a period there. Because what you believe, others will believe. What you put out there, you have to be proud of. You have to say, I've given this everything that I had. There were times that I was literally filming all day, would come home and get on YouTube and be teaching myself how to edit and how to work Final Cut Pro and how to do all these things. Like I was teaching myself as I was going, but I had to make myself look like I knew what I was doing so the people that was working with me would believe and not, falter or even treat me as if I didn't know what I was doing. So now that I do know, I know way more now than I did then, but the bottom line was I wanted to be treated as if I could contend with what was out there, and I think I was able to do that. So after season two, we did win an award with the Liftoff Film Festival. We did win that, and it just kind of showed us like, okay, people outside of our circle, because sometimes you need that validation. You need to be able to hear that your work is good and that your work is touching other people, because naturally the people that are around you and the people that's within your reach and your grasp, naturally they're going to like what you're doing. But once you step outside of that comfort zone and once you step outside of that arena, that's when like, okay, do I have what it takes to contend with other people outside of my reach. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, and they were able, a lot of the things that I saw as setbacks or that I saw that may could have been better or could have been done better. It obviously was overlooked or maybe not even seen the same way that I saw it. And more people are liking it right now. Our series has been viewed over 20,000 times collectively. So that's a big deal for a project that started out with just an iPad. So we're very proud of that. But it also is a testament to the cast who believes in what it is that we're doing as well. When season one first started, I didn't have auditions. I didn't know really, I didn't want to hold auditions because I knew that I was working with limited equipment. So I didn't even want to put myself out there like that. So the characters from season one were either handpicked because I knew them and or referrals by the ones who were already in the show. So the season one cast will always have a special place in my heart because they believed when literally they couldn't see what was going on. When even a couple of them told me afterwards, like when it was all finished, like, we looked at your iPad and we were like, okay, all right. I don't know what this is, because they didn't know. Once that was put out there, naturally, I was able to get other have other castings and do that. And for season three, the casting call was ridiculous. It was a lot. Like I went through a lot of auditions to pick that cast. And so we went from like maybe 13 or 14, 15 maybe cast members to now we're at 50. So it's definitely a testament to the show, to our ability to be professional. That's another thing. I have call sheets. I'm very particular. I'm really about time management and a lot of that stuff, because when you come to set, I want people to know like, okay, she's going to respect our time and she expects the same. as if you were walking onto a regular set. And it's not only preparation for those who've never been on set, but it just kind of keeps up with the consistency for those who have. So when you're low budget, you want to make sure that people have a respect for you that's not a low budget mentality, but that they can see like, okay, this is going to be a set where I can go and I can actually fine tune my craft as well. So that's kind of how we got started. That's how Saved in the City came about. That's how I was able to do it. I literally did it with no budget. Everything we did was free. We did not pay for it. The only thing we paid for maybe was the food that was on set. That was it. We didn't pay for locations. We didn't pay for, cast. We didn't pay for none of that first. Like when we first started, we did not pay anything. We just didn't have it. And so for those who are trying to do it, it is very possible. It is very doable. You have to make sure that as you are building your brand and as you're doing what you need to do to facilitate or foster your independent film, that whatever you do, you're going to be proud of, and that the people that are working with you are going to be proud as well. You just got to make sure that whatever you do, if you set out to do it, completed. So that's my journey. That's how it got started. If you have any questions that you want to know or things I didn't answer or you want me to go into more detail about, drop it down in the comment section. I will do a video on it. I will answer it. Whatever, I mean, just whatever. I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't know everything, but I know enough to be able to get the ball rolling and get it started. And it's no greater feeling than to have a completed project that you saw in your mind come out to fruition like that. There's just no greater feeling. Saved in the City will always be, my baby. It gives me great nostalgia. I love watching the show. I love watching the characters grow. The kids in the show, they were amazing. Just everything. Everybody committed to their roles. And you have to be a person who wants to finish it. Like a lot of people do independent films, they have all the frills and then they end up stopping because they run out of money, to pay the crew or because they have all these grandiose things. A lot of times, there are a lot of great talent out here who are looking to build their demo reels, who are looking to sharpen their craft. You don't have to have, when you're starting out, all these grandiose things. You don't have to have that, because a lot of times your dreams will fall on the floor trying to, live up to a standard or trying to portray your brand or your film in a certain way. As long as you practice integrity and character at the core, you can really get what you need done for little, for little to nothing. I mean, you're gonna have to pay something, but you don't have to shoot it out the park and then fall flat because you can't afford it. You can do what you need to do. You can create a low budget film, an independent film on a phone, a tablet, a Canon, whatever you have, you can do that. And just keep sharpening your craft. Just keep doing it. You have to be able to get what you need out of it and also give everybody else what they're looking for out of it too. So with that being said, make sure that you like the video if you like what I'm talking about and want to see more filmmaking videos and different things. I'm more than willing to share what I know and to share my little tidbits and to encourage. That's definitely what I want to do, is just encourage you guys to do the same. Don't let your dreams fall on the floor because you don't have the resources. Somebody out there is going to be able to help you get to the next level, but you got to remember that God helps those that help themselves, okay? I don't know if that's a quote or not, but that's my quote. So, until next time, you guys can see Saved in the City seasons 1 and 2. I'll leave the links at the bottom, but they are on my page as well. I have a short film out, My First Love. You can also view that. I'll leave the link to that as well in the comments. And you guys just leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video and whatever else you want to see from me. Just leave it down in the comments. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you later.